Today we have Martha Archer, the Executive Director of the Mill City Farmers Market. Welcome, Martha.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you again. So we are full swing into fall, which seems kind of hard to believe. It came up really fast. And I'm just wondering, how much longer will we have the Mill City Farmers Market?
We run outdoors every Saturday through October, and this year the last Saturday is Halloween.
Fun.
In October, we switch our hours from 9 to 1, so a little later, just because the sun comes up a little later and it tends to be a little colder. But it's harvest season, so the tables are fuller than they have been all season.
That's really exciting. Will we find things like pumpkins and stuff for carving and also for baking? Are those the kinds of things that vendors might have?
Absolutely. Pumpkins and squash are already coming in the truckloads. We've got quite a lot of squash and pumpkins and wonderful apple selections. So all vegetables are here.
Wonderful. And so I know that in years past, the farmers market has gone on through the winter, but it's moved indoors. What will the winter market look like this year?
We're working to pivot again to keep our community and our vendors and our farmers as safe as possible. So this winter, we've decided to hold the winter market outdoors, similarly to the way we did it in March and April. We'll have a couple of vendors inside the train shed, but the Mill City Museum will be closed throughout the winter. So we're going to just put a few vendors with very perishable produce and products indoors, and the rest of the vendors will be in the train shed. And it's going to be festive. This is going to be the way we're all going to, be able to socialize and see each other. We'll be outdoors safely this winter. I know a lot of grocery stores are running very smoothly indoors, but for our farmers who this is often their only contact with a lot of other people, we're really trying to keep our local food system safe. So being outdoors is, as you all know, the safest way to interact. And so we're going to work on providing as many creature comforts as possible, some propane heaters and hand warmers for our hardworking farmers and vendors, and encourage pre-orders, but we'll also have plenty of options for walk-up sales.
Wonderful. And I mean, we live in Minnesota. We're Minnesotans. We're used to, getting a little cold. And if we layer and dress appropriately, it can be actually a really fun activity to do in the winter. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to visiting as well. Now, I understand that the market provides a crucial source of income for our vendors. And just wondering, how can people support the makers and vendors at the Mill City Farmers Market?
The most important thing is shopping, is really putting your dollar where your values are. And if that is the local food system, it's really directly supporting these farmers and makers by shopping the market. And so, thinking about what portion of your weekly grocery budget do you want to allocate to them, and using pre-orders to ensure that they know when they're coming to market, they've already have a portion of that product sold, really helps them build confidence and know that it's going to be really a worthwhile trip into the city, and worthwhile to stand outside for 3 hours and sell their goods. So their livelihood, many of our vendors, this is either, half to a third of their income. Some of them do wholesale, but it's a huge percentage of their income, and to have it be down with traffic down really cuts into their livelihood and could jeopardize them continuing to stay in business as well as the market continuing to operate. So we're doing everything we can to support them.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And again, I think that, it might be a little cold, but it will be a really fun way for people to get outdoors in the winter and still support our farmers and our makers through the season and through this pandemic. So I'm glad to hear that, it'll still go on for the winter.
Well, we're so fortunate to have the Mill City Museum train shed and that bit of shelter. So we'll be able to be in there, physically spaced and, with all of our PPP on, but we'll be ready to sell the produce and support the vendors. And there'll be plenty of root vegetables, meat vegetables, meat, cheese, bread. So, almost a full grocery cart of options.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again for joining us, Martha, and we look forward to seeing you at the farmers market.
Thank you.
All right.
Can't wait to see you put on your favorite Carhartt or down jacket, mittens, and we'll see you there.
Little scarf, yes. All right.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Your scarf and your mask.
All right. Thanks, Martha.
So much.